Welcome back, everyone. This is Seraphel. I'm playing Final Fantasy Mystic Quests, and I do like how the sand is, although lazily, animated. And you wouldn't expect sand to be moving that quickly, but it's interesting that it's moving at all. And yeah, we do have conveyor belt sand here. Can you fight that? A little bit. But yeah, Dew monsters. Actually, I think these we saw in the battlefield already. Yeah, these are the basilisks. Poison toads like to poison you, so let's go after that first. X is good enough. And I think I'm going to have Kristen... Oh right, you can defend your other character, which... I forget exactly how that works, if I ever knew. But you can have... If you have, for instance, a mage who's doing your main attack and the other one wants to tank for them, you can do that. Anyway. Poison fluid, and Tristram is poisoned again. However, poison only affects you when you're in battle. But I might as well heal it anyway. Yeah, there's no poison damage while walking around, which kind of takes a lot of the sting out of it. We have new monsters, we have sandworms. I think I remember these being weak against axes. A critical hit, massive damage. Again, I don't know how the algorithms for this game work, but critical hits seem to dramatically increase damage. Yep, there's ninja stars, 10 of them in that chest. So if I want to, I could leave the area, come back in, grab that again. With minimal battles. And restock. And he missed. There's a claw attack. Attack with Ninja Star. He missed again. I thought his accuracy was better than that. But, yeah, random chance. Yeah, we're both at 78 accuracy according to this, and he's at 24 evade, which, considering he's supposed to be a ninja, makes sense. We have a sandworm. Going to attack and have him defend himself. Weak against sack attack. Easy. Yep, more ninja stars there. But as I recall, I can come in here, come down here, grab this, and just jump over the chest and keep going. But yeah, you can't get out this way unless you jump and hold left, which I think is what this is here for. Those things on the side that don't move. But yeah, this is set up to give you the impression that you need to fight a monster, and I'm going to just for the experience. But you don't. You can just jump over the chest. So if you're rushing the back of the dungeon, you just come in, grab the chest, jump over it, and keep going. Even though that looks awkward with your head getting cut off as soon as you start going into it, I do like these little glowing eye skulls with ribcage tunnels. It's a nice aesthetic. These are just decorative. You can't really interact with anything. We can't walk into the water here because there's no steps or shore or anything like that. But there are stairs on this side, so you can go into the water through that. Can't go past this. This is an obstacle. And we don't have what we need to get through that just yet. You can tell there's a chest back there, but we can't get to it yet. I think this is where we get bombs, and I think you need the bombs to deal with that. But for now, we jump into the water, go through another skull and ribcage. Again, I do like the aesthetics of this place. This is just a little nothing here. I don't remember if this game ever has secret passages. If it does, they're uncommon. Again, this is made for beginners, so it's not going to have a lot of sneaky, complicated stuff like that. But yeah, there's Tristram, he's using a bomb. 50 explosives for 30 GP. If you try to say no, You can, but you just get stuck in the loop. But you can get them for half price. We now have bombs. Bombs, as you can see, are another weapon. If I check my status, yes, it does show... It does update dynamically as you change your weapons, so... Sword, 25 attack, axe, 29 attack. Bombs, 63. That makes them sound awfully strong, and... potentially they can be. But there are two caveats to that. Well, three, really. One is that you don't have an unlimited number of them, unlike other weapons. Yeah, and you can place the bomb, you can explode things. You can get the steel shield here. Yeah, that almost looks like it was a passage, but no. Anyway, caveat number one, as I was saying, is that there is a limit on how many bombs you have. You can carry up to 99, they get used up as you use them, whether in the field or in combat. Second caveat is they will automatically target all enemies, which can be good, but on the other hand, damage is split evenly among the enemies. So if you're attacking 3 enemies, each of them takes a third of the damage as they would if you were just attacking normally. Third caveat is, as I recall, they don't take your base stats into account. So as you gain levels and get stronger, your normal weapons will do more damage. The bombs just stay where they are. They don't get any stronger ever. Until you get better bombs. Which, of course, is going to take a while. Plot progression and all that. You can kind of weave in and out around most of these monsters and not have to fight a lot of them. That is pretty typical for the game. You can avoid a lot of the battles. Not all of them, but a lot. That does make it fairly easy to be kind of underleveled, but on the other hand, it's not a high difficulty game. Being underleveled is not that big a deal. Speaking of, confusion. Not a status effect you want. You may still attack the enemies anyway. Now they're both confused. I guess you can still change your weapon. So you can switch to a weaker weapon if you want to reduce the risk of hurting yourself. I think bombs can still hurt your whole party. I don't remember. It's been a while. Anyway, we have a flying enemy here. Strike first. They rock. We saw these earlier, but I neglected to mention they're weak against shoot attack, which that's another one of those things that feels like translation-ese. But in general, flying enemies are weak against projectile weapons, which include Tristram's ninja stars. I think there's a character later on that has a bow and arrow that also works well on them. Anyway, strike first. Yeah, let's try out a bomb just to see what it does. Until it automatically attacks all enemies. Bomb. 116 to both, so that's about the damage his normal attack would have done. So yeah, generally bombs are better for softening things up than actually killing them. It's a trade-off. The music, as I mentioned before, starting the session last time, Dungeon has its own music, it's new and unique. We have a Gorgon here that looks an awful lot like the behemoth we fought at the beginning of the game. But Tristram can one-shot it, so not a big deal at all. There's some explosives, so we restock those like that. And another thing I neglected to mention earlier, the music remembers where it was between battles. Oh, after battles, basically. So you get in a battle, the music picks up right where it left off instead of starting again from the beginning. That is something I wish a lot more games did. You have some places in a lot of JRPGs where there's neat music, it goes on for quite some time before it loops, but every time you get in a battle, it starts over from the beginning. And you're getting in battles constantly because encounter rates. Yeah, there is a passage there, I thought I remembered this. Yeah. You can go in the water, it doesn't do any good. You're supposed to jump on these and across. There's some free ninja stars for Tristram. Stocks them up pretty nicely. And nothing down here. It's just kind of there. I guess it's a red herring. But anytime you have a suspicious dead end, there might be something there. Let's find out what's in that chest. Yeah, I was cutting out battles, but honestly, they're so short right now. Is it even worth it? Yeah, probably not. Now we'll fight these. We have Skeleton, we have Gorgon. Let's see if good old Aerophil can take him out. I think canonically his name is Ben. Body odor. That's a paralyzed attack. Pretty standard paralyzed graphic there. Very similar to what you would see in Final Fantasy IV. Ninja Jars takes them out one shot. X. Oh, it missed, so I won't find out. Yeah, once again, I'm reminded that I don't know how the algorithms work. I think this is one of the games that works on a flat rate reduction based on defense and not a proportional one. Yeah, and you can see the way the sand's flowing, that will just push you back to the left. Anyway, as I was saying about algorithms, there's two general types of damage algorithms in this sort of game. There's the type where damage is some function of attack minus some function of defense, where defense acts as basically a flat reduction. And there are those where defense acts as a multiplier against attack. And obviously it won't multiply it higher normally, it will be like times 0.5 or something like that, so... But the point is, some games, defense is a flat reduction. You have X amount of defense, it reduces damage by about 30 points. Some games, it's a proportional reduction, where you have X amount of defense, it reduces damage by, say, 20%. I think this is a flat damage reduction game. So I'm pretty sure I remember later on things doing 0 damage, while other things actually hurt, and that's a pretty clear sign that you do have that kind of game. Yep, that's bombable. Where if you have some things that are reduced to nothing while some things are doing damage, that means some of them are strong enough that they can overwhelm your defense, whereas some are weak enough that your defense cancels them out. If you have a proportional damage game, you're not going to get that. You're just going to get things reduced to irrelevance, basically. Alright, and the Minotaur took some damage there and didn't do anything. That means Tristram both poisoned and paralyzed it. Ninja stars are pretty handy. Yeah, Final Fantasy V and Secret of Mana are flat damage reduction type games. Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger are proportional damage reduction games. Which is why you get strong enough in Final Fantasy V and Secret of Mana, weaker enemies can't hurt you. Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI, weaker enemies will do negligible damage later on when you have high defense, but if you get your defense high enough, and this time the sand is flowing that way, except it's not. There's only one animation which I forgot about. Okay, the direction of the sand appears to be flowing does not indicate the direction the sand is actually flowing. Yeah, but as I was saying, Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger, if you get your defense high enough, which is just about impossible except with Mog the Snow Waffler, everything does 1 damage. Or 0, but 1 at best. Yeah, the thing with Chrono Trigger is you can't actually get high enough for that to be possible, but you can get close. Chrono Trigger, your magic defense maxes out at 99. If you could get to 102.3 or 4, that would cancel out everything, but you can't. It's on a scale of that, which makes your magic defense roughly a percent reduction, but not quite. And it's 102.3 or 4 because powers of 2. So 124 is a power of 2, so 102.4. Anyway. Tristram's confused again, attacks the enemy anyway, gets a critical hit, and takes it out. But we're getting to damage algorithms again. Critical hits generally work in one of two ways. They either provide a multiplier to your attack, or they penalize the enemy's defense. And I think this game might actually be doing both. I'm pretty sure Lufia 2 does. But anyway, ahead you can see there's quite clearly what is a boss. So yeah, let's save that for next time, stop here. And yeah. Yeah, your bars at the bottom are basically reserve things. Oh, and a seed. What was a seed? I think that's your magic restoration item. I didn't even notice where I got it, but somewhere in here. Yeah, we'll save for now, stop until next time. So yeah, this has been Aerophone, playing Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Up ahead we have what is quite clearly a boss. Let's listen to the music for a bit. So good. And then it gets dramatic. Yeah, there's a lot of flavor to this music. And there's obviously a chest to the side there. Is there anything visible on the other side? Another chest. So there's two special items here. There's a more normal item. I think one of them will be the thing that Tristram is looking for. The other one will be something for us. And the crystal will be in here somewhere too. So once we get the crystal, we'll restore the power of the crystal of the earth. The dead terrain outside will be not so dead. And that will open up a path to the focus tower and into the next area. But again, we'll save that for next time.